Welcome to the Angel Empowerment Healing Show with your hosts, Cindy Smith and Sam Bell. Join them every week as they share powerful tools, advice, and angel messages that will empower you to own your wellness.
Welcome, everyone, to the Angel Empowerment Healing Show with myself, Cindy Smith.
And with me, Sam Bell. And those of you who caught our last podcast will know that we drew the card gratitude. So Cindy and I have asked Archangel Raphael to join us and lead our discussion with regards to gratitude. And the first thing that came to Cindy and I was gratitude for our good health. Cindy.
Well, yes. Because I've asked, just before we started recording this, I asked Archangel Raphael to step in to assist us to focus on what gratitude is when it comes to the healing journey that we're on. And I'm getting downloads. So
I knew that.
If I go silent for a few moments, everybody give me a moment to process also what Raphael's saying. It's interesting, Sam, because where I thought he was going to take us right off the bat, he's changing up a bit.
Uh-huh.
I'm actually getting emotional. Okay, So isn't this interesting? So here's where he wants us to start, Sam. He's saying that for ourselves and our listeners, do the same thing, but for ourselves, to allow to be in gratitude for who we are. Mm-hmm. It's almost like I'm feeling this overwhelming sense of gratitude from my angel team for continuing to trust, for continuing to do this work, to share our message, to be the angel empowerment healer and instructor that we are. And it's almost like we need to talk about all that we do, Sam.
Okay.
Isn't this is taking us on a, because normally what we do is, we say, welcome, this is Cindy Smith and Sam Bell. And, we go right into the podcast. And over sessions, you learn you learn quite a bit about Sam and I because we share our personal journey with this. But do we really share all that we do as a light worker? And it's almost like I'm getting, Raphael is like, sometimes we're too silent and around who we are in the world of the light worker and the healing world, because it feels odd. It's almost like if I start talking about all that you and I do, that almost that the ego's going to step into place.
Mm-hmm.
Yet here we are with Raphael saying, okay, we want to focus on gratitude, and he's pointing at you and I to be in gratitude for what we do with the divine team. Very interesting. So,
as our listeners know, or at least they should know by now, this is completely unscripted. It's certainly angel-led. Thank you, Raphael.
So, here's what he's guided me to do.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about you, Sam.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And if I get emotional, everyone, just bear with me on this, because sometimes I really like to make sure that Sam knows my gratitude for all that she does. But now I'm really getting a push from Archangel Raphael to drop into the gratitude. So sometimes it's easier to talk about the person you're grateful for than talking about yourself. So, Sam, I'd like to talk about you. So here over our podcast journey together, you've learned quite a bit. Now, when Sam was what we referred to as the skeptic when it came to angel empowerment healing. Yet here she is, she's dove in hands and feet deep with really learning and being open to learn more about how do we ask, how do we work with the angel empowerment healing. And she takes that personal level, and then she also takes the professional level and then the light worker level, and she combines them all, because Sam is an amazing nurse and amazing knowledgeable on all that she shares. You know, she's talked about her midwifery practice. She's the job that she has now. She's all about community. She even heads up and helps with the union with the nurses. Like, Sam is deep into so many different things. But in my world, I'm grateful for Sam because she's an amazing organizer. Like, I'm hands down, you guys. She keeps me on track. Like, you have no idea. And, you know, she was like, Cindy, we got to get some podcasts recorded, and this has got to be done. And if I didn't have Sam, I'd go, yeah, okay, I will get it done eventually. So Sam is an amazing healer, an amazing instructor, an amazing teacher, an amazing friend who supports me, an amazing business partner. And what's Raphael want? Raphael wants to say something direct. Her ability to take Western medicine and all of her understanding and combining it with the modality of angel empowerment healing is a huge strength. And she trusts that it all works and that it all fits like the Tetris pieces in together. And I feel so much gratitude from Archangel Raphael for you, Sam, for doing what you do and supporting all of our practitioners, supporting your own clients that you do angel empowerment healing with, because you have a deep understanding of how there's no having to shut off one thing or one modality to be able to enhance another modality. It's really putting a lot of beliefs and modalities together. Sam, Raphael's in huge gratitude.
Wow.
All that you are, and I'm in gratitude. So here we are. Listeners, you might think, what the heck is Cindy doing? What is Raphael? Why? It sounds like we're pumping each other up, but maybe that's what we need once in a while. Mm-hmm. So think about the people that you care about, that you're grateful for, and tell them.
Yeah, we don't tell people. And that gratitude for yourself as well, that's something else, you know. It's as you say, I think that as light workers, you think, oh, ego is coming into play here, and that sounds like I'm pumping up my own tires and I'm pumping up my friend's tires, and it feels icky, but that really is so human, you know. It's something so human. And it's interesting because I'm listening here to you, Cindy, and I'm getting teary as well, because I'm going to share that I sat in Cindy's Angel Empowerment Practitioner class yesterday with some new students, and I was calling in because Cindy and I were we wanted to do a live for a program that we're launching together, and maybe we can talk a little bit more about that next week. But I was reminded when I was sat there I think we figured out it must have been about 15 years ago when I first became an angel empowerment practitioner. Does that sound right? And I was so skeptical, like you say. And this lady that I now teach alongside and organize
yeah,
and do this podcast with, she was my teacher, my instructor. And I sat there with all my skepticism, and this lady spoke so much sense. And yes, I thought she was a little bit wacky because she turned her head to one side and she was, getting a communication from her angel team, thinking, oh, just let it go. I have to be open. I'm open. And honestly, it changed my life. And I don't say that lightly. It didn't just change my life with regards to the work that I'm doing and this work that I'm doing with you now, Cindy, but it changed me, my life, and how I am walking my life. And I'm so grateful for that because you made sense of so many questions that I had about life. Like any human being, we're like, there's got to be something out there that is bigger and better and greater than ourselves. There has to be some sort of belief system that makes sense. And I'll go out there and say that organized religion was not something that I felt gave me what I needed. I could see that it gave other people what they needed, but it didn't serve me. And I felt that I had something missing in my life. And now I realize I did. I had something huge, big hole in my life. And that was my belief system. And one of the biggest things that I've learned is that to have a belief system is one of the most amazing gifts that we can have. And I have so much gratitude for that. And so much gratitude to you, Cindy, because you helped me get to that place. So you did literally turn my life around. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. We're in gratitude for each other. It's just acknowledging where our gratitude is placed in our life. When we pulled the gratitude card for when we were recording the last podcast, we were right off the bat thinking, okay, here we are. This is Raphael wants to talk about gratitude of our physical body, because a lot of the time we tend to, this isn't just blanket all the time, but there are times we get frustrated with our body and we focus on what's wrong versus all the things that are right. So that was where we for sure thought we were headed when we were doing this podcast. He's Archangel Raphael. I guess in my world, Raphael and Archangel Michael and my guardian angel team, like you said, I'm in the middle of teaching an angel practitioner course. It's just my world. It's just who I am. It's what I do. I never even think about it anymore. I've got this team that are helping me 24/7. It's just that sometimes I've got to remember what it was like before I stepped in on this journey. I always have had guardian angels with me my whole life, but I didn't know that was part of my intuition, and that was how I was communicating, because I just didn't start at age 44. It's just that now my gratitude, in human form, we think we should be thanking the team all the time because of everything they do for us. But in their vibration, gratitude is just the norm. It's because it's love energy. It's norm. There's no need to always be thanking them for everything they do. Yet here we go on a podcast and I feel this overwhelming sense of gratitude from Archangel Raphael, reminding us that we wouldn't be able to do what we do, teaching students, teaching practitioners to get out there in the world and be healers and help other people, if we weren't doing it in the first place. Mm-hmm. So the gratitude I'm really feeling for Raphael is to honor ourselves that we do what we do. Uh-huh. Because yes, there's amazing healers out there, but we are amazing.
We are.
We are. But we don't walk around saying, hey, come sign up with us because we are amazing. But we are amazing in what we accomplish because we fit it all in. You run a full-time job. you are a mother, a wife, you take care of yourself, and you do the angel empowerment healing and all that goes with it, our podcasts, our programs that we create, all so much. And then you think what I do, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I run a more than full-time light worker business.
Yeah. Yep. And you're teaching and you're on the road.
Yeah.
Different provinces and countries. I mean, you've already been to Ireland this year. You're off to Hawaii this year.
Yes.
And it's all your work. Yeah.
Okay, so let's, everybody and our listeners and Sam and I, let's, if you're listening, let's just be open to receive some gratitude from the divine. Okay, everybody, including Sam and myself, get yourself grounded to Mother Earth. Okay, it makes no difference whether you're listening to this podcast while you're driving or doing the dishes or whatever. Get grounded to Mother Earth. So think of those tree roots going from the bottom of your feet. And ask Archangel Raphael to just join your vibration right at this moment in time. And whether you get an image or you just have this feeling or knowing that he's with you, or perhaps you hear something, but just know for sure if you've asked, he is there. Hands down, he's there right now. Allow to feel and know he's placing a hand over your heart center, right in the center of your chest. And he's sending each and every one of us, including Sam and myself, and our listeners, gratitude for receiving their divine healing. Just gratitude. So let's just take a minute to receive. And I just say thank you, team. Thank you, Raphael. That felt good.
Yeah.
Right, Sam?
Beautiful. And I'm just there as well. I'm just so grateful for that, the fact that we're here doing a podcast and we can actually pause and allow our listeners to pause as well. How rare do we actually allow ourselves to pause? So I'm grateful for the fact that we can do this and we have the confidence to do this.
Yes.
It's okay to do a podcast and not speak for a minute.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. And give our listeners the opportunity to do exactly what you say, Sam. Pause and receive. Mm-hmm. And feel the gratitude.
Uh-huh.
It's the gratitude. Yeah, feel the gratitude from the divine. That is an amazing. So, okay. So here we were in this podcast going to talk about being in gratitude for a physical body, which is still great.
Yeah.
So think of, we're just going to close by thinking of this. And I'm sure in a podcast, we will focus on the positive aspects of gratitude with their body, but just allow yourself to focus on what is working really well for you in your physical body. stop from focusing on, oh, I might have a little pain in my right ankle or my right elbow, or, you know, my doctor told me I need to exercise more, I need to work on this more, you know, like right at this moment in time, think about the things that are working really well in your body and be in gratitude, and in gratitude with Raphael, to focus on the positives, right from the tips of your toes right to the top of your head. And because when we focus on the positive energy, we create more of that. Right, Sam?
Yes, I love that. I love that, you know, and I always say thank you to my body, especially when I'm going to sleep at night. Thank you for continuing to keep me in perfect health. I don't tell it. My brain doesn't, well, my brain does, but I don't consciously say, hey, keep my heart breathing all night, keep my fluid balanced all night. You know, like and be grateful for that sleep, you know, to restore your body, to give it the opportunity to rest and digest. And there you go, digesting. We don't ask our body to digest our food. It does all of that without us even asking. So I'm so grateful for my autonomic nervous system for doing all of that when I sleep. So, but yes, I'm also very grateful, Cindy, because I just, as you were speaking there, I think it is almost like we've, as instructors, as podcasters, as mentors, we run ahead and we forget the very basics of what we do. And I think that this was an opportunity to really connect with our Archangel Raphael and connect with ourselves. And that gratitude is something that we sometimes take, well, we know we often take for granted. So it's sort of going back to those basics. So thank you for taking us there, Archangel Raphael. Thank you for holding the space for us, Cindy. And yeah, this is an interesting episode.
Very interesting.
This way.
And so our next episode, to our listeners, we're going to share with you our new program that we've created that we're very excited about. So,
yep. And it takes us back to basics. So many basics of our health. So
it does. So thank you to our listeners. We send gratitude to you for continuing to listen to the podcast. And I'd like to say a goodbye just for now from myself, Cindy Smith.
And for me, Sam Bell. Tune in again with us. We'll have more for you in our next podcast. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us on the Angel Empowerment Healing Show. Your hosts, Cindy Smith and Sam Bell, will be back next week with more tools, advice, and angel messages to empower you to own your wellness. Visit our podcast page at www.angelempowermenthealing.com/podcast, where you will receive 3 healing meditations recorded as a thank you for being one of our listeners.